Hi guys, what's up? I'm Gaurav, aka The Social Dancer, and welcome to the series Dancers of India. And today on this show, we have with us my friend, my teacher, my guide, and also who I like to call as the Golden Soul, Priyam. Hi Priyam.
Hi Gaurav, thank you for having me.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm sure we'll have a blast chatting.
In this show, we give you a special insight from the eyes of a dancer's life. In today's show, we have a superwoman who has worked as an assistant choreographer in the Indian film and television industry under the famous Chinni Prakash and his wife Rekha Prakash. She has trained extensively in an astonishing variety of dance forms and has years of experience. Latest on her block is her work as an assistant choreographer for the movies Housefull 4, Thugs of Hindustan Toilet ek Prem Katha and Qaidi band, as well as Kapil Sharma's venture Firangi. Her resume features movies like Sing is Bling 2015.
I'm a trained contemporary dancer, trained Kathak, Bharatanatyam, a little bit of Odissi, a lot of Manipuri. My base has been in Indian classical style. I have done ballet extensively as well, and that is what was important to train in to become a contemporary movement artist or a contemporary dancer. That is the root of contemporary dance. Going back to the 1920s, when Isadora Duncan, Martha Graham, they broke out of ballet and they wanted to do something which was more free, more flowing, and they didn't want a structure. But like I always tell all my students, it's important to know the structure, the rules, and only after that can you think of breaking out of it or trying something new, staying in the structure and at the same time trying to do something else with it. That is just a little bit about what training I've done. I have done a few other things as well. and this was when I started dancing in Calcutta. I started training when I was 6-7 years old, and I am still training. I'm 35 years old right now, and I believe that training in movement or dancing, it never stops. So you want to keep doing it, and that is what gives you joy, and that is what makes me do it all the time.
Very true. They say life is better when you dance, and it's an amazing therapy. It's an amazing way to heal yourself. So since my channel is all about promoting the magic and power of dancing to the people who are wanting to dance, it's my favorite terminology. I've always used it in my videos very often. It's called, you're dancing inside but you're shut up outside. So if they want to start their journey, today we will be talking about the style that you specialize in a lot, which is contemporary. Could you tell us a little about what contemporary dance style is, and more than just the broad, huge definition? I know you cannot finish it in an entire podcast. It could go on for days, but largely if I had to explain it in a very for beginners who want to understand what contemporary is, and if they want to start and gain an interest in it, how do we go about it?
It's very simple. Contemporary as a word, it means now. Yes. So as a dance, there's nothing really called dance, it's movement. So when you are doing contemporary dance or you're exploring contemporary movement, you want to explore the moment. You do everything that your body wants you to do according to how you feel. And it could be feeling because of something that has happened. It could be a feeling that the music is provoking in you. It could be the beauty about contemporary movement or contemporary dances. You can do it to music, without music, in silence, to anything. And that's what contemporary dance taught me. It taught me to listen to even the silence and the pause in the music, which I think is beautiful. A lot of other dance doesn't make you experience. But at the same time, rhythm is important. It's important to understand rhythm. And being a contemporary movement artist, I think flowing is what you want to do. Flow with your feelings, flow with your emotions, flow with your movement, flow with your body, flow with your mind. Just flow. That's what you want to do.
Right.
Yeah, that's what contemporary movement means.
And what if someone I really like the fact that you shared that it is so much of expression with respect to contemporary that can be done with and without the music. That's something that really personally appeals to me. But having said that, if there is this huge world out there who wants to kickstart their journey with dancing, and you say that contemporary can help a lot in that, as a foundation or as a medium to get going with, how do they start and where do they start by, should they straight away, do they have limitations? Is there a fitness criterion? Is there what should they factor in before they start joining?
If you want to start or explore or put yourself in the position where you want to try contemporary movement, you are already doing it every day. It is the most natural way of moving, and that is what even walking is contemporary dance, contemporary movement. Any movement that your body does naturally is contemporary. And there is no such thing as you can't do it because you need to be physically a certain way. You can sit and dance. This could be contemporary. A movement, any movement. So it's not necessary that you have to be of a certain age, you have to be of a certain gender, you have to be of a certain body type, or you have to be of a certain physical ability. It's about you moving to music, not to music, or feeling, and that is it. That's what your mind needs to be first open about.
Pulling a leap out of the fact that you said it's not bound by any gender, there's this big stereotype that I'm sure you must have also observed around us, that men, the moment they are shown a contemporary piece or a performance, or maybe someone going for a contemporary class, they look at it as no, this is more like for females, I can't do this, and maybe at some level they want to. I have seen that personally when I've met some, boys and men. They just somehow have been fed in that programming. I don't know from where that is coming. That it's extremely feminine. No, I'd rather do something which feels more masculine. How do they break that even when they see something and they want to do it?
These are the same men who are probably physically more fit, but they think that contemporary dance is not for them or contemporary movement is not for them. Whereas someone who is not physically so fit would think that they can't do it because they are physically not fit. This is where I'm talking about, it's not your physical body type or your fitness. It will definitely make you stronger because of the way you will explore movement. And to be honest, men can be much better contemporary dancers or contemporary movement artists or just movers because they already have a lot of strength and a lot of power to do leaps, to do things which are acrobatic, which can be part of the movement. It's not that contemporary dance only means katis and lifts and flips and crazy splits, no. But having said that, men already, at least in India, in Calcutta, there are handful of dancers who are men. Because they already think that dancing is not for men. But dance only thinks that dance is for a body. If you think of dance as a person, dance would assume that dance is for a body. It's not whether you are man or woman. We've had this long discussion about on Women's Day. So why is it that men are lesser in number as dancers, or lesser men think that they can become dancers?
True.
Because they have this thing about men have to be a certain way to be dancing. No, they don't. You don't have to be feminine to dance. And just because crumping, a style like that came out from a very different mindset, and even women can feel that way and even they can crump.
True.
So it's not about feeling manly. You can still dance, move, feel manly about it. And if you don't feel manly and if you still want to do the move, doesn't make you any less of a man.
I want you to tell us about your massive decisions in life that you took as you moved. We're talking about a journey which is pre-COVID, then COVID happened, and then of course we're still getting out of the COVID era.
Yes.
So as we look at this entire journey of all individuals moving through this entire generational shift that we've gone through with COVID. The idea behind it is to let everyone know what has been the life of dancers in India.
So my journey actually started in Calcutta. Then it went to Bangalore, then to Bombay, and now I'm back in Calcutta.
Wow,
and
a whole cycle.
It is a cycle, but I like to think of it as a spiral because I don't want it to stop, right? Just because I'm in Calcutta doesn't mean I don't want to go back to Bangalore and keep dancing, or go back to Bombay and keep dancing.
True.
Yeah. So, like I said, back in Calcutta, I trained a lot from when I was really young, and I trained in different styles. And Bangalore happened because I wanted to further train in something that it was not available for me to train in here, which was contemporary dance. I ran away from home to go to Bangalore to do my course, and I trained with them further over there for about, I was in Attakkalari Centre of Movement Arts, and I'm a very proud and a happy student who's passed out from there, had the opportunity to train with them and work with them as a repertory member, as a teacher over there extensively. I learned a lot. I learned how to teach different bodies. I learned about the body. I learned how important anatomy is. I learned how it's important to be fit mentally and physically. All of this is something that I think has been a part of the journey. And this is when I felt like I wanted to experience something new, is when I decided to move to Bombay, and I worked in Bombay in the films. I was working as an assistant choreographer to Chinni Prakash, and that was a completely different world, completely different from what I had done training wise. Learning on the job all the time. There's nobody to teach you. There is someone to teach you, but you wouldn't really figure out that you're being taught up until later, which is now, which is the beauty of life, right? Things you realize, self-realization happens to you much later, and when you grow up is when it happens to you. Now I feel like I've grown up, but I still have self-realizations every day. And then I moved back to Cal after almost 10 years, because I wanted to share everything that I had learned everywhere else back over here and try and see if I could give the city what I didn't get when I left the city. So the whole idea of immersing myself for 10 years and coming back here was for that.
Wow.
And right now I try to teach my students as much as possible from all the trainings I've had, which are from back then to
Which year did you come back in Cal?
I came back in 2017.
Wow, okay, so for 4 years and you were there in the city.
Yes.
And then COVID happened, of course.
Yes. So when COVID happened, dance classes stopped. Yeah. So I didn't want to stop teaching. Before COVID, I used to really encourage people to understand how contemporary dance can keep you fit, because it is exploring your body to move in different ways. That's what it is about. That is something that people could not relate to, because it's very difficult to understand that dance is movement, movement is dance. For people, dance is dance.
Right.
Yeah. But I wanted to keep at it. Of course, me, who I am, I'm not going to give up.
Yeah.
So that is pandemic time. I shifted from being a dance teacher to a fitness instructor. And I could do that because of the various training of dance that I've had.
So you attribute your fitness ability to dancing?
Totally. My classes, my workout classes are called body conditioning, because I feel that your body needs conditioning to move. And that is the reason why pandemic turned me into a fitness instructor and a fitness professional.
That's one beautiful thing actually I've noticed, that with the help of, I don't want to say with the help of, because the pandemic is something which has been negative as an experience in general for everyone, but in the process of the pandemic, people as students who've been disconnected for a long time have found a way to connect with their teachers at any part of the world, right?
Yes, they have, which is great. I have had so many students who signed up for my classes, and they've been wanting to do it for years, but they only got the chance now because they don't live in India or they don't live in Kolkata, but because I was available for them to come in touch with me virtually, they did it.
Yeah, it becomes a habit for a teacher now, every dance teacher as well, right? That you can now teach online.
Yes, and the beauty of teaching dance during the pandemic was also another learning experience, because contemporary movement requires a lot of space. It's a myth.
Okay.
You can do it at home, you can do it in your little room, you can do it in your living room, you can do it anywhere, and that's possible because exploration can happen at any point of time. And that is another big teaching that we all went through as dance teachers or fitness teachers, that pandemic taught us to continue and not stop, or the show has to basically go on, and this is our means of earning. We cannot sit at home. What's going to pay the bills?
Right.
We need to still continue eating food. This a lot of people faced, a lot of teachers faced this issue, and thankfully I was able to, because of the support that I got just from the people around me, my family, clearing the room out, making sure there's absolute silence when class is going on.
Wonderful.
It is great. So that's something that pandemic taught me, and now that it is slowly pandemic is around, but we have
Hopefully fading it out. It's hopefully fading out.
I wouldn't say fading out, it's just accepting and learning to live with it.
True, right.
Right?
Right.
That is another thing that we are learning now, how to continue. 2 years people had a certain routine and a certain schedule, and they would maybe just jump out of bed and log into class. And now the effort of getting out of bed, out of home, taking the transport, getting yourself to class is something that probably as a teacher I am facing a problem, which shouldn't be with such a beautiful space. But yeah, that's again another difference.
But as you said,
the
accepting and living with it is something that I think is a beautiful carry forward message that people can, adapt, absorb. I think not just with respect to the stereotype towards dancing, but with respect to life in general, that you say. But as a beginner dancer, if you're wanting to try to fit into the aspect of, a quick tip if you have to give them, that okay, hey, I'm a beginner, I want to start contemporary dancing, or hey, I'm intermediate and I want to ace up my level. What would be your top 3 or top 4 tips that you'd give to them? Like a quick.
Yeah, number 1, don't think too much. You want to do it, you've got to get yourself there and put yourself in the situation, only then will you be able to do it. That is tip 1. Tip 2. Tip 3 is listen to what your body is saying, listen to what the instructor is saying or teacher is saying, and just let go. That is most important, to just let go and be in that space, be in that time, and just think about yourself at that point of time.
That's amazing that I got the opportunity, the chance to hang out with and spend some time with such an amazing soul. I keep calling her golden soul for this reason, because she gives golden pieces of advice, and it's an amazing session I've had with her today. I want to thank you, Priyam.
Thank you, God.
And I'd like to let you know, guys, that she's hosting classes at SALSAWALA Studios in Kolkata, India. For those who are in this city, the city of joy of Kolkata, they can just easily sign up for the classes. The links and the handles with respect to where SALSAWALA Studios is and where the classes are right below in the description. So just hit it up and you'll easily get the access to her classes in person in Calcutta. That's if you were there. Alternatively, in the online classes, she does it on Zoom and other platforms that she can let you know.
Guys, please go, and for more interesting content and more stories like this and more understanding about dance and different aspects of dance, please go and follow social.dancer on Instagram.
That's right there.
And also the YouTube channel, and spread the word. If you want him to cover any other topic, or if you want us to get together and chat about anything else, let us know, leave a comment, and we are open to suggestions, open to feedback, open to discussions.
And thank you for watching. I'll see you around.